Okay, guys, we're gonna watch this video here. It is addressing the David situation for Asmongold. So I actually already watched this video once, but I made the mistake of when I was recording, I had my audio and microphone muted. So I went and watched this entire video. My reaction at all is completely gone. So I'm not gonna go back and fake react to this error. So I just want to go over a few points. What I think about the solution was for. So there's a few points in here. His point is that Adam Gold is essentially saying that we should separate the art from the artist. This guy disagrees with this. I think he does have it's an okay opinion. His opinion is that in this case, while he does agree with separating the art from the artist, however, in this case, the artist in question, David, actually sexually assaulted. Obviously we use the word grape instead because we don't want to use the R word. But he also killed her. So I understand that is a debate you could probably have. However, I do disagree. I think by removing David's artwork or songs across the existence, I think over the time people are going to forget the crimes of what happened, and eventually we're going to forget this even existed. I think by leaving the art up there, people are still able to enjoy it. They're able to get some comfort out of it, and I think at the end of the day, people are like, oh, so who is this artist? Who did it? Who did this song? They're gonna look up this guy and see, oh wow, he did this. That is crazy. Why would he do this for? So it brings us. I think anytime, as long as we keep the conversation going about, you gotta be careful in watching your kids. This girl was 14 years old. Uh, I don't want to put the blame on the parents or anything, but we got to be more careful in who we let our kids hang out with. Steps could have been done. Obviously, the person at fault here is David. It just goes to show, like, you gotta be careful when you have your kids talking to somebody that's much older and to them. So the points Asmongold brings up in here, I think Asmongold was reacting to somebody in chat. We'll
This is about a crime that's like a terrible crime.
right. So
David's music from streaming platforms. #justice for Celeste. Am I crazy for saying that, like, I don't really care if you remove the guy's music?
I think that's fair to say. I don't think we should remove this music. I can understand why you might want to remove this music.
Like, am I crazy? Like, I mean, like, we don't remove Chris Brown's music.
All right, so I did say this before in the video. I'm going to say it again. I think using Chris Brown as a comparison to David is really fucking stupid. The crime, granted, they both committed crimes. The scope of the crime for David is far worse. Chris Brown he assaulted Rihanna. Physically he beat her up. That's bad, absolutely. Chris Brown he got it stunned. A lot of people hated him for the time. Over time, he got through that, I guess. I don't even know if Rihanna has forgiven him. But in this case, is this girl? She's no longer with us. She's gone. Like he pursued some girl that was underage, and he killed her. You should not be using this comparison. However, if you want to make a comparison, I think you should go with R. Kelly. R. Kelly would be a far better comparison than Chris Brown. In fact, I would say that R. Kelly, if I had to put two and two together, I would say R. Kelly is way worse for a person than David. I don't see anybody saying, "Hey, look, we got to remove all of R. Kelly's music online. We should not listen to Space Jam anymore." I don't care what you say. I'm going to still listen to Space Jam if I hear it. It is still a good song. However, you make an argument maybe we shouldn't be playing this song out in public, as far as like on the radio. I can understand that. Well, there's other artists too that have some similar things, more horrific crimes. But I think we should separate art from arson here. R. Kelly would be a better comparison, and we haven't done that R. Kelly yet. So,
Or fucking, Chuck Berry's music. Didn't he like date?
I'm not familiar who Chuck Berry is.
Like a really really young girl. Like, I mean, like, holy fuck.
So this is where you can't exactly back up Asmongold because David did something allegedly a lot worse than Chris Brown.
Yeah,
I think he's talking about Jerry Lee Lewis.
That's what I'm saying. He is wrong here as far as yeah, right. Asmongold had some shit points, but
Ray Lewis dated a 13-year-old girl when he was in his 20s, and it ruined his music career.
yes,
It was even like his cousin or something, like really crazy.
that is actually while I don't know, I didn't know who this guy was. There's another clip, I think. Oh, it's probably starting.
I think we're talking about that, but like at the same time, that's not as bad as supposedly killing
Right,
a girl.
right, exactly. The comparison Asmongold's making is really shit.
Oh, yeah, I mean, who gives a fuck, bro? Like the guy, like what should matter more is if the guy goes to jail.
Absolutely.
Because while I do,
absolutely, as long as this guy goes to jail, I mean, I want to see this guy get a life sentence without the possibility of parole. You know, just if that happens, that is how happy I would be. Is this guy's in his 20s? If he goes 50 years in prison, by the time if he makes it out alive, he's going to be in his 70s. His life is going to be over. Not only that, if this guy goes to prison, the things that's going to be waiting for him there are going to be horrible for him. As far as like, I don't think people do these crimes, they don't think of the consequences. If this guy sexually raped this girl and then killed her, when he goes to prison, the people there, they're gonna have fun with him. They're gonna turn his asshole inside out. Like I hope this guy gets what's coming towards him. You know, like I said, the intention should be, look, let's make sure this guy goes to prison. He stays there for a very long time. If not, in fact, the chances are he probably may not even make it out alive. The people who commit sexual crimes against children and go to prison, they are that much higher to commit suicide or just not making it out alive. A lot is going to be waiting for him when he gets there.
I agree. The most important thing is that he goes to jail, and that's what we should be.
Yes, and I think somebody mentions. So like I said, I watched this before already. I had more of a reaction to this, but however, I screwed up. So I'm just re-recording the video. I'm just going over so you can key points. So I'm not going to watch the entire video again, because I don't know. I don't want to be like a fake reaction on that. So
Music and backing him up.
So I don't know, Michael Jackson or somebody else. Yeah.
this is what I have no idea why he said Michael Jackson's here. Michael Jackson, he did no crimes. It was proven false. I'm going to give Asmongold the benefit of doubt here. I think Asmongold was reading something from chat. I think somebody in chat is probably uneducated and they think that Michael Jackson did some kind of crime with kids. That is not the case.
Kanye West, bro.
Kanye West, Kanye West is off his rocker right now. I don't think we should be shunning the guy either as far as his music. The guy, he's been through a lot. I think he's off his medication. I think he needs help. So I don't think we should be trying to end this guy's life. Kanye. Granted, he said some awful law, unhinged type of kind of shit.
Fuck this.
Like, I'm gonna hope that Asmongold doesn't know the fullest extent of this case. Like,
let's see.
Kill a child.
Holy shit. I think they should cut off his money. I mean, I don't really... And then, no, I don't like the idea of cutting off the guy's money and then keeping the stuff up there. I don't, because then it's like, well, then they can come up with any reason to do that. Maybe after he loses the case, I'd be willing to hear it. But in my opinion, I think that you should separate the art from the artist.
Now, here's where
Okay.
Asmongold just simply does not understand the case because the music.
Okay, well, you've been saying that a lot lately. Okay, so in this situation, I do not think they should be cut off the money. However, I would actually be okay with arguments that maybe we should use the money, all future money, to go into like a trust or a fund to bring attention to and help further victims. Kind of like a program, and maybe even this money could go to the family of her. Like to help them out. I can see that. I don't think we should remove his music though. I think it'd be way better for the family to actually get some kind of monetary value out of this. But it's not. I think just removing it, I don't think that's going to fix the issue. Like this type of shit with these actors and celebrities messing with these young girls or even like young boys, it happens a lot. Way too much, in fact. we shouldn't be trying to bury this. We need to keep this going. Use his money and shit, you know, like the set up kind of fund to bring awareness to this right here, and hopefully we can prevent this situation from like happening like again, you know.
Music that David was writing was referring to Celeste.
He does acknowledge that Michael Jackson was a. I don't know. I don't know why he did it for. I really don't. So this is a.
Lose your right to an opinion
unless that art or that media is part of the problem itself, right? Like, let's say, I don't know, it has some sort of illegal activity in it or something else. Art, well, yeah, I mean,
back to my example about how pedophiles use lolly as an example. Like, it's not illegal in a lot of places. They say, well, it's not illegal. Like, it's problematic. People don't like it. It's stupid. We should probably take it down, but they don't.
Music is art. I mean, wouldn't you say that? I mean, I would say that. Like, I mean, do you want them to make it to where, like, you can't see Hitler's artwork, or do you want them to make it to where you can't look at Chris Brown's, you know, you can't listen to Chris Brown's music anymore? Like, I don't want to see that happen. I don't. Like, if you made a song about murder, I don't think the song itself breaks the law, even though it's kind of.
I get what he's trying to say, and basically saying he doesn't want problematic people to basically be taken down from the internet, be taken down from society. I see what he's trying to say. I just don't think he's saying it very effectively, because like at the same time, like David's situation is a lot worse than the people he's referring to.
Okay, all right. So last night in this video, I actually got to laugh because what he's about to say next. There's nothing worse than what Hitler did. Like, you can make the argument murder versus grape. Like I said, I think R. Kelly is way worse as a person. You can't sit there and tell me that Hitler is you can't tell me that David's worse than Hitler. You can't. Hitler didn't grape anybody, but he killed millions of people, you know, or at least hundreds of thousands. He was responsible for the death of that meaning. So I got a good laugh out of this when I first saw it because I wasn't expecting it. He does actually mention Hitler right after this.
Like, sure, I would not feel bad if Hitler's paintings got like banished to the shower room. If they burned all that shit, I'd be like, yeah, whatever. But like,
I mean, but it's like you're more for David getting his art removed than actual Hitler. You know, like I didn't know Hitler had art to begin with, but I think we shouldn't kind of be erasing history as far as we need to like learn like what goes into the minds of these people, man. You know, like
at the same time, like using Chris Brown, Michael Jackson, like Michael Jackson was never found guilty of anything for one.
Correct,
like,
absolutely.
These other people, it's not as bad. So like I don't think he's being very
right. Well, except for Hitler, you know, except for Hitler. I granted, Asmongold made some really bad comparisons. Like I said, R. Kelly would have been a really strong one to start off with. He did say, as far as Hitler is way worse than David. I hope this guy realizes that. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. But yeah, it's actually a pretty good video. I gave him a like. Did subscribe to him. Check out his video. His name on Krusty Robot. And alright, we're going to be calling it on there.